Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Amnesia, The Dark Descent, where we've gone through the study, the guest room, and the storage area, which was filled with monsters. Now the back hall is filled with goo, whatever this is. What did they call the ooze in Ghostbusters? It has been far too long, and I do not remember at the time, but there is a lot of that. A lot of that sort of pulsating, undulating fluids and molds kind of spread about the hall. That seems to be growing throughout the castle as well as the exterior of the building. My goal at the moment is to not close that door, but to activate this elevator in the back here. I have all of the tools that I need in order to activate this elevator. All I need to do now is head into the machine room. Hopefully there aren't too many monsters. I keep forgetting the fact that this game does not automatically use tools for you. Let's see, I could use health up. Alright. I already read that. So the puzzle that, if I remember correctly, I have to kind of manually adjust some sort of exchange rate so that it is a +8 and -8. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but hopefully it will make sense by the time I get there.
Someone's coming.
Did you hear that? I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say someone's coming. Now it seems as if, like, because that corner of the room is in darkness, Aquedato Precious? No. Yeah, stay. So do I want a 5 and a 3? Is that acceptable? Or do I need all of the switches in some direction? Maybe I should read this note here first.
5th of July, 1839. Today I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may in fact have inspired the globus cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
Did he, let's see. So, apparently I need both sides to equal 8. So that's 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 5 is 8. 1 plus 5 is 6 plus 2 is 8. Alright. I didn't see anywhere that I needed to actually insert any control rod just yet. So, I shall carry on, Wayward Sons. Nope, that is where I've already been. That is a dead end. Not my dead end. There's already been a few of those. Okay. So this room has... possibly a bunch of nothing? Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in the storage for the elevator machinery. Make sure to only discard the ones which are badly damaged and keep the others in the inner study rooms, in case all 3 would crack again.
14th of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, "I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle. Signed, Alexander." What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
So is that essentially the shadow essentially hunting him? Let's see. Nope. Can I look at these things? Was that fine? That was probably not fine. So, Trinity Steam Rod, 4-phase amplitude rod, and Flow Cycle Rod. Machine made out of wood and metal. No, it doesn't seem like it's telling me which the shapes of these objects. Oh, okay. Good enough for me. And then I proceed onward deeper into the machine room.
July 1839. How has this escaped me? They're all dead. Limbs scattered, heads split down the middle, their skin flayed as if boiled. I feel like I'm falling into myself. What's happening? Sir William Smith, Professor Taylor, now Dr. Tate. Is it following me? How can it not be? It's the damn thing I brought from Africa. Something is after me.
Okay, so he acquired the thing in Africa before working for Alexander.
If he is wrong, I suspect he'll regret it as well.
Alright, let us turn on this light here. I probably should consider... There are missing cogwheels. Do I have to carry these things all the way over? Is that what this game wants of me? Because I believe there was a cogwheel up top. Let's find a nearby light. I think there was a cogwheel upstairs in one of those other rooms that I kind of knocked over because I'm like, oh. I will grab this, and maybe this one will be satisfactory for whatever machine I'm attempting to restart. The cogwheel does not fit. There we go. And I think there was one more, if I am correct about that. I should probably check my oil level, because it's probably pretty low by now. Yep. And then, in theory, I will attach this cog to the machine, and the machine will be raring to go. But actually, let's check this last room, because I would imagine... Oh, damn it. I should have saved that oil. I used it too soon. I'll throw that barrel in anger. Okay. Let us start up the machine. It needs more work. Okay. Do I need to throw in some wood into the fire? Is there something small? Probably already threw in that size object. Is a hammer good enough? This is a little bit on the tricky side. Let's try a box again. Nope. The box is too big. It didn't work the first time, so I guess it looks like I probably will end up using the rest of that oil. Maybe a shovel? The answer is no. But now I have to get that shovel out. What would work? Okay, so I can't... I can't just spill some oil in there. And I can't just throw some tools, even though that seems like that would be a somewhat appropriate answer. Never mind. Apparently I just simply didn't find the piece of coal that works. Damn you, bug, get off of my screen. And by bug, I mean insanity effect. Alright, so... that's one piece of coal. 2 pieces of coal. I saw a third piece of coal. Let's try it after that. Thank you for letting me know about the burner. And now let's throw the switch. Excellent. So now the elevator should, in theory, work. And I believe once I go down the elevator, I will have reached the point. I will have reached the farthest. Oh, no. Head back. I forgot to resupply on oil. Because that running around looking for stuff to burn used up a lot of oil. So once I go down to the bottom of that elevator shaft, that will be the farthest point in the game I've ever got. So everything from this point on, god damn. From this point onward... oh, that... yeesh, the walls are just taking me out. Will be new to me. Is the strange letter referred to by the loading screen also that same one that came from... Alexander? Either way. I'm sure this elevator ride will go absolutely well. No problems. Also, I think there's a scene in Outlast that is kind of like this, where you've got like an elevator shaft thing, and then as you're going down, you're seeing various different horrors. Oh. Carefully treading the unknown land, he looked over his shoulder at his travel companions. The outrider touched the brim of his hat as a final farewell. All right. So I've now successfully descended from the back hall.
Come this way.
What was that?
Forgive me, I should have warned you. One of my responsibilities as a baron is that of a prison warden. This is where criminals are locked up.
Like a dungeon?
Very much so. Come, don't linger.
So basically, Daniel has already been down this road. He's just retreading his steps. But clearly everything was in better shape the first time around. And he was also receiving a tour guide. At the very least in the form of... so these giant pillars are ones that I can move. Damn you, rock. There we go. And it looks like... I would imagine this area is going to be filled with monsters. Left or right? Left or right? Left or left or left or right? Okay. Hold on. Do I need you? I have a hammer for some reason. A stone hammer. Oh, oil. What was that? What was that? Hold on. Let's check my sanity. My sanity is highly questionable. So, and that's one of the problems I have with this game. Like, at least Eternal Darkness allows you to get your sanity back. Very easily, should I say. Whereas this game, the only real way to get your sanity back is through progress. So I'm going to have to be suffering my way through quite a few blurry screens. Okay. Hold on. And unfortunately, there aren't really that many torches, which means that I have to spend more time using my fuel.
But Mother, I don't want to leave without you.
Hurry, child. You must go. Find Gabriel, the Outrider, and tell him to alert the King's men.
No, you come too.
Please, we don't have time to make the hole any wider.
Oh?
Someone is coming. Hurry. I'll cover the hole with a bed. Everything will be fine. I promise.
So I need to move the bed in order to reveal the hole. And then... use the hammer. That tool alone isn't enough. Okay. But at least now I know where I'm supposed to be. And I believe there was a door over here. Only the screen wasn't so blurry. This would be a lot easier. Oh, hello. How are you? I don't really have much of an escape route.
Where is she? Where did she go?
No. I won't tell. I'll never tell you.
You're just making things worse.
Look, this is no place for a young girl all by herself. She could be hurt or worse.
Is that Daniel's voice talking to her?
Horrors await down there.
Okay, so now I'm nearly dead. Oh, hold on. Did that give me some? That gave me no sanity back. Great. At the very least, the... Hold on. Do I have some semblance of sanity again? I'm very badly damaged, but hey. Alright. And now I will try to use this hammer and chisel combination on the hole in the floor. And hopefully that will work. And it worked! Onto the north block. The servants avoided him, yet he knew they were there. They all smelled of spiced wine, a mystic scent permeated by clove and sage. Okay. Now, since there is no light source in this area, I'm just going to keep my lamp out. We took a right first, and that was the correct path, I guess. Though there might be some items or such in the opposite direction. The gate is locked and the padlock is in excellent condition, which means that I need to find the key to that lock.
Second of August, 1839. I have arrived at the village of Altstadt. It's a haven in the midst of a vast forest and the last stop before my final destination, Castle Brennenburg. It's late in the evening, and the outrider, who has been with the coach since Bremen, advised me to wait until morning before I venture further. I've arranged for a bed at Der Müller, the village's only inn, and am now waiting for the sun to rise. I try to sleep, but as I close my eyes, I see the men who fell victim in London. My fear and shame forces me to witness the same scenes over and over. They are dead because of me.
Okay, so I don't need the... Okay. Tinder boxes, excellent. What is that? It's some sort of acid. Hold on. Before I kill myself with that acid. Oh, I've lost my container because I blew it up. Excellent. Interesting. Okay, so I need to find a container for the acid so that I could use it on the lock. Is what I imagine I need to do. But I might as well use this health potion. All is good. And great. Clearly all is not good because there is a darn monster. And I don't actually have the means to hide from it. Oh, hello. So he's on the other side of that wall. So I'm gonna pick up this box. There we go. And then just run. That's very rude of you. Unfortunately, he seems to be faster than me. Which is not very convenient. And also, this place is a bit of a maze. Huh. I don't think I actually found safety in here. I just found more dead guys. So, if I leave the room and then take a left, I think that leads to new stuff.
Hey, anybody, help! Christ, I don't believe this. Why? I mean, why? What did I do to deserve this? I mean, it can't be. Do I deserve this? It wasn't my fault. Why did he have to go in there? Don't go into burning houses. He should have known better.
Huh. So that doesn't go anywhere. Oh, hold on.
Of August, 1839.
Ye-
I feel like I have fled the world and all its worries. Brennenburg is a majestic creation perched upon a forest-clad hill with towers reaching well above even the highest pine trees. Following the winding road leading to the gates gives the impression of discovering something forgotten, as if journeying with Marco Polo to the hidden Xanadu. Alexander, the Baron, is a peculiar but gracious man. He seems well versed in worldly matters, and is not at all as eccentric as I assumed. My room is exquisite, and I'm confident that no hotel for miles could even hope to match it. As the sun sets on Brennenburg, its fairy tale varnish turns to an eerie gloom. Alexander's strange servants are never far away. They are a quiet lot, and their behavior could only be described as skulking. Alexander seems pleased by my presence. As he puts it, it seems like I got here just in time.
I'm still looking for a glass container to hold acid in. Hello. How are you? There is no torch in there, so I cannot light it. I just went in a circle.
Is he safe? Well, it's for his own good.
I think. Yes. Ah! I'm going to die. Oh, that's just the beginning again.
Soon it will be ready. Let there be enough time.
Alright, let's see where the checkpoint actually leaves me. Okay. It's in this room, so in this case, I'm going to take a right, because I know the bad guy is on the left. Assuming there's just one.
He escaped. Where is he now?
Ah! I've locked him with me. Now just pick up the... Ah! Ah, jeez. Okay. This is, where am I now? Okay, so I guess it counted the fact that I picked up the oil. The checkpoint system is interestingly good. In that, it is extreme, like... on one hand, this game is extremely punishing in that, like, there's no means to defend yourselves. But on the other hand, it is also extremely forgiving.
4th of August, 1839. The nightmares woke me in the early morning, and for a moment I forgot where I was. Shortly after, there was a knock on my door. Alexander had heard my screams and asked me to join him in the parlor. As we drank our tea, Alexander began to tell me what he knew. It seems like the orb I found casts a long and dark shadow. It's not only a powerful item, but a dangerous one. Simply by touching it, you invoke the powers within, and if you are too weak to control it, it will devour you. The shadow is a sluggish thing, lagging behind the wielder, killing anyone or anything in its path to reclaim the orb. I said I didn't care about its powers, and that I should throw it away. Alexander advised against this, as I'd still be a part of the path to the orb, and eventually suffer death. Having the orb, I would at least have the chance to fight back when the time came. I asked Alexander what he meant when he said he could protect me, and he answered that things can be done, but at a price.
And thus is that a price you are willing to pay. Okay, so if it appears that I'm lost... Oh! Glass jar. The answer is that yes, I am lost. But I still seem to be finding my way well enough. Unfortunately, this guy seems to be in my path. So let's hide from him from a bit. Is there a... Oh, there is a light source. It's daylight outside? What is this light source coming from? I'm like at the bottom of this pit, and yet there is light coming in from somewhere. Clearly not outside because it is dark. So now, the question I have is, how do I get back to the beginning?
Hey, you! Stop!
Don't come any closer. I just want to leave.
You can't go outside. It's too dangerous.
I'm telling Gabriel.
I doubt that very much.
Who's Gabriel? Am I on the other side of that padlock? Oh no, now I know where I am. I think I know where I am. Hello, how are you? If you don't mind me, I'm just gonna be running right through. I've got things to do. Nope, not that way. Damn it. Using my patented serpentine maneuver. This will hopefully... Nope. Oh, there's the dead guy. Which means that the acid should be somewhere? Because I remember running into these rooms. Okay, now I remember when I was running into... I was heading off of this path, which I take a right and a... Yep. That area is a dead end, so... So I'm not going to be getting anywhere there. There's the area I came in with. Gate is locked. Okay, I think this is the room that has the acid in it. Okay, I have the acid in the jar. I can now melt away these locks and hopefully get out of this prison. Now I wonder if I can just use it on... It would do no good. Maybe because I'm not on the side of the padlock. So let's find one of those doors that had a padlock. Hopefully it is in this direction. Nope, that's a dead end. And here we go. Okay. Okay. Alright, I got out of there. He unraveled the cloth protecting the orb. Alexander reached out, picked it up, and held it against the light. Cover it, he said. Keep it covered at all times. Okay. At the very least, this place seems well lit. Which is a nice change of pace to everything that came before it.
So you used the drain sewers as a means of transport?
Yes, they were built to divert water from an underground spring and are quite spacious. It seemed only natural to incorporate it into the overall structure.
But we won't be using it.
Not today. The flow is seasonal, and when the spring runs dry, the damp tunnels produce a rather poisonous type of fungi. There is an antidote, of course, but we won't be bothering with it today. Come, this way instead. We're almost there.
Okay, so remember, fungi is poisonous. There is an antidote, though. I'm guessing this door is going to be locked. It won't budge, of course. So let us go this way. And if water is too deep to traverse safely. So clearly there must be something I can do in this part of the room. Oh, yep, there's a lever. Its gears need to be greased. Do I have grease? I still have the glass jar. Okay. So, do I just use it on the lever? Yes, I do. Now, in theory, this probably would have affected the amount of water. It did not. This kind of reminds me of my attempts at playing... Oh, there's a ladder. A broken... It got somewhat damaged by the impact. There we go. It's hard to tell what the switch does because the ladder is completely off-screen. Like, if the view of the ladder was directly connected to the... was behind the switch when you're pulling it, then that would make a lot more sense in regards to, like, what the lever was actually doing. The blue light blinded him, as it had done inside that murky tomb in Algeria. It was just as enchanting, and he tried to approach it, but the Baron's firm hand held him back.
Herbert, how did we find this place? An old friend back in Algiers gave me a map.
Why isn't he with us? Didn't he want to come?
He wanted to, Daniel, but things don't always turn out the way we planned.
The old friend is dead. I'm just gonna go out and imagine that is the answer to that question. Or the old friend is Alexander, and Alexander was manipulating the events beforehand. Can you kind of hold the door open? Kind of. Is there a switch on this side? Yes, there is. So, I would imagine there are monsters for me to evade here as well. Okay, so there's a room with a bunch of levers. A room with nothing. A bunch of nothing. And another room with a bunch of levers. Let's see if there are any documents, though. Wooden crank seems useful. Because assuming there's this puzzle here, there's probably some documents to explain the puzzle, let alone, I suppose, what I'm supposed to do with this wooden crank. The work I have put into this machine is unequaled by the reasoning of any man. The thought that generations of men have passed away since I first attempted to reconstruct the design is most tiring. The limitations of this world have made my work incredibly difficult. It has forced me to build the thing almost 100 times larger than the delicate contraption it tries to emulate. Not to mention the flow of tamed lightning, crudely replaced by pressured steam pushing its way through pipes and turbines. It shames me to think what the inventor would have thought of my monster. Where he works with a magnifying glass to carefully fix all the parts, I push 5 men to erect a tower of wrought iron, in the hope it will have even the tiniest hint of power found in a traveler's locket. That did not explain how the machine works. So there is a pipe that has fallen off, and then there are levers. But they're all stuck in their position, so it's not exactly like I can do anything with it. Ah, take that, wall. Are there any pipes missing? Any places where I could insert a crank of some sort? Now here's a question. Do I want to place the cranks in the same order that they are on this side? So that's down, up, up, down. Assuming that is the answer, we'll give that a go. Hope for the best. Okay, what did that do? Presumably it did something. And maybe I missed something over here. Okay, so apparently I skipped over this area. Which was right at the beginning of the, of this control room area, level. Which seems like it would be important. Let's see. So that's low, high, middle. And that is a kind of click noise. There we go. Did that work? There we go.
Daniel, is that you? What are you doing?
Oh. Alexander has detected your presence. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of making it up as I go along. So apparently I need to lay some pipe. There we go. Okay. So I've got 2 pipes. I believe there's still one more kind of lying around one of these rooms. And it's right here. These identical looking pipes just kind of loosely hanging about. Huh. Oh, okay, now I know what to do with them. I didn't realize that these holes in the wall were places for pipe to go in. Thankfully, the pipes automatically set themselves, otherwise that would make this puzzle a little bit confusing. And then I need one more. Where did I drop it? I dropped it there. Okay, nope, I do need to know exactly where it goes. So that one... I don't know, is there a kind of clue that... that explains how this goes? Okay, just trial and error, I guess. All right, let's go. I believe we should be able to... Ah, that's why I need the... That's why I need the crank. Because the wheel falls off. I needed the item because something in the future would be damaged, and I just didn't know what it was until now. The red taint burst from the walls, as if they had begun to bleed. He cried out in fear as the spectacle began to consume the blue shimmer. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.